Hello, welcome to the Astrology and Spirituality show for Friday, the 19th of February. A day when the moon is going to transit from the earthy sign of Taurus into the upbeat and quick-moving sign of Gemini. But we do have the sun just into the sign of Pisces. In Indian astrology, each of the zodiac signs of 30 degrees are divided into 12 units known as dwards. Each of these is 2.5 degrees. So the first 2.5 degrees of the sign of Pisces has a double Piscean energy. So if you know anyone whose birthday is right at the start of Pisces, you might think, oh, they're on the cusp. They're going to be a kind of Aquarius type of person. Well, of course, they could have some personal planets in Aquarius, like Mercury and Venus, because they're usually hanging out near the sun. So, come, wait for us. But in actual fact, those first 2.5 degrees of each sign is very much in keeping with the values of that sign. So if you were born right at the start of Aquarius or Aries or Taurus, then you're going to be much more of that type of sign. You're going to represent that sign's characteristics a lot more. Now, Elisa, what cards have you chosen today?
Today we're using the Tarot de Marcel cards. Let's see what spiritual message comes up for our Friday. So give these a shuffle.
You may have realised that we've been working in different rooms. So the room we used to do this in had great light, and then we moved into another room which had even more glorious light, and we've now moved into yet another room because we're actually moving, and what we've been doing the last 6 months is having our house upgraded, renovated and extended, and we've actually had people here pretty well every day for about 6 months, 7 days a week. And Monday, I think, when we had the plumber here and the estate agent, was the last time that we had people here. So if you felt that we've been looking a little bit wearisome, it's just because we've had to climb out of bed so early, so many times to let people in who have early starts. And of course, any construction project is quite, full on. There were some complexities. We put 5 reinforced steel joists into the building. It's a very old building. It's 1846. So putting a new extension on that does present some interesting obstacles to overcome.
Yeah.
So
but we're through the worst of it. Touch wood now.
So I hope we can catch up with some sleep. But of course, the dynamics in this room are a little bit different. We're downstairs now.
Yeah, we're just getting used to a new room of doing the showing. So
yeah, because it's a really big room. It's got glorious light. But the garden, because in Britain it's the winter time, we can't seed or put turf down. So the garden's a bit of a building site still, even if everything else looks really nice, if I should say so myself. So yeah, if we have seemed a little bit weary, it's simply because there have been so many plates to spin, plus of course doing our work, and we've just permanently been behind and on the back foot, and that has put us under a degree of pressure.
Yeah, so we're sorry if some days we've been a little bit off form, basically.
Yeah, I agree. So apologies for that. But you love these cards.
I love these cards.
These are my favourite cards.
These are your favourites, and these are the ones that we do use on the website. So you can nab yourself a free 3-card.
I love nab. Nab's great, isn't it?
So
there's actually a car around here that has. Yeah, I know there is a car when we go on our walk.
Yeah,
there's a car with a number plate nab, and I've always said the police should get hold of that. I'll nab you, son.
Well, the card that comes
Leave
today
it out, copper.
Is Judgment. So
right, I'll have you up before the beak.
It's a major arcana card, which means it is important. Judgment has a lot of different meanings. If any of us are going through any kind of legal dispute or anything where we need to fill in paperwork or get any of that kind of stuff done, this is a good card to come up. It shows that things are likely to work out, to likely go in our favour. So that's some good news if that is the situation that we're in. It's also going through our lives and judging what's good for us, what isn't good for us. It could be as simple as decluttering, or it could be having a little bit of a rethink of the people or situations that we're involving ourselves in. There's been studies done to say that we are the first 5 people that we spend time with. And so it's not about cutting people out of our lives just because they don't suit our, future ambitions, but it is just to say, are we happy with where we are, who we're surrounded with, or do we want to change some things maybe?
So some judgment calls to be made, really.
Definitely.
I mean, that's what we're doing. We've made a judgment that we'd like to live by the seaside, and that means that we are going to move a long, long way away, about 183 miles away, which I know by American standards is tiny.
Yeah.
But by the UK, that's...
it's like the whole, nearly the whole.
It's just quite a stretch, and it means we're going somewhere where we don't know anyone, but we are going to relocate Elisa's mum as well, if we can possibly do so.
Yeah.
So it's a big change for us, and that's a big judgment for us because we've got lots of connections in this town, and a very, very, very close friendship with Jacqueline, who works in the business, who was our best man.
Yeah.
And so it is quite painful to make that call, but it is a judgment of wanting to live by the sea and to experience, bodyboarding and just basically being in an environmentally fresher sphere. Not that where we live is particularly industrial or urban, because we have the River Severn only about 100 yards from us, and it's beautiful countryside in Shropshire. But that change is the judgment that we're making. So we'll have to see if the way we've judged changing this house and marketing it will provide a reward to us.
And that is about a leap of faith as well. Sometimes these changes that we make, all of us in our lives, are a bit of a risk. We don't quite always know how things are going to turn out, but if we do have that inner calling to change something quite big in our lives, then I think it's something that should be explored, because we're having those thoughts and those pulls for a reason.
Yeah, and the sea. My mum always used to say the happiest days of her life was when she had my elder sister, who sadly passed 4 years ago. But when she was first born, they lived in basically a beach hut for about 5 or 6 months, straight after she was born, because my dad was working away in Hampshire on the coast, and just my mum was just so happy. And of course, she was a Cancer. My sister was a Scorpio, so water. Elisa and I have got all those draconic links with our moons conjunct in Cancer. Plus I have a lot of fourth house, so very Cancerian. So being near water is always something that's appealed to me. And we are, of course, near to the River Severn, which is the longest river in England. But
just to actually immerse yourself in the waves or in the sea.
Yeah, it's just something so amazing.
That definitely, I think both our souls are calling us.
Yeah, and we're going somewhere quite wild and woolly. We're not going somewhere that's particularly refined. And
no, it's going to be different.
Yeah, indeed. But thank you so much for your concern.
Yeah, thank you.
Douglas, very, very kind of you, as always, and everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your support. So today is a day when, if we encounter someone who's born right at the start of Pisces, we will know that they're a super Piscean. So that means they're mutable, they can flex, they may enjoy painting, artistry, they may enjoy nature themselves, they may enjoy a drink, they may enjoy some time of reflection from time to time, but the moon actually moves into the bright and bubbly Gemini later today. But for now, if you'd like to read your daily horoscope, please see that below. From the relocation team.
It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her. Goodbye.